rally pulled in an extraordinary range of veteran and vintage cars, from 1884 de Dion-Bouton to some big 1930 Bentleys. Veteran cars are now generally taken to include the Edwardian era, up until the end of 1918, whereas vintage cars fall between 1919, the end of the Great War, and 1930. Pulling power was tested to the limit on this twisting, hilly stretch. Some managed it with a push or two and a touch of encouragement. Others made it look quite easy. This 1901 Locomobile steamer didn't have quite the urge to carry the passenger. The very successful partnership of Panhard and Levasseur produced this 1891 wagonette, the very first petrol-engine car. You need to get up early for work, though. The hot tube ignition system takes a little time to get started. Perhaps this is more to your taste, the Baker electric car, built in Ohio in 1902. Fairly purrs along as sweetly as a sewing machine. This is a Locomobile from 1901, a man-about-town steam-powered buggy. In fact, it burns about 7.5 pints of water to the mile and generates 5.5 brake horsepower in the process. Built in America and Connecticut, in fact 400 of them were imported to the UK in 1900. Splendid combination, you might say, of wood and steel. This little tri-car is the oldest surviving Lagonda, bought for 7 and 6 in 1937. The one thing unites all these cars is the amount of dedication and tender loving care that people pour into preserving these bits of our engineering heritage. There's no doubt it's rather like having a second wife. No wonder they call it the Diamond Jubilee. Well, this might be a rally, but there's still time for an unscheduled stop in the Warwickshire countryside and a chat, no doubt about what's happening under the bonnet. This event will be remembered for many a long year as a great occasion that brought together people from all over the world to share their common interest in some uncommonly fine cars. Now, this lovely Mercedes from 1907 has only got 4 cylinders, but each one is almost 2 litres in capacity. It's so low revving, you can just about hear the valves open and close. And of course, like most cars, ever since this Finnish machine was invented, it runs on petrol. Vehicles now consume almost 30% of all the oil that's used in the world. And of course, for many years now, they've been under attack with a tremendous amount of pollution that's chucked out of the back end. There are really only 2 lines of attack on